What's up, guys? Chris Teutsch here, hustling for happiness. I'm letting you know this is going to be a different video today. Different tone to it. Because, I was debating whether or not to make this video because I've been up for 39 hours straight right now because I experienced a little bit of a tragedy yesterday. Not a little bit, a lot of it. And I'm making this video because I think it's important to not only convey to all of you that I'm not always up all the time. Majority of the time I am, because I value life. But life surprises you. And life can catch you on the blind side sometimes, and that's what happened yesterday. Last night when I was about to go to bed, my phone rang. Got a phone call through Facebook Messenger, and it was from a person that I haven't spoken to in some time. But immediately, it's like you have those feelings, those intuition moments. I looked down and I knew something was wrong. I was like, nobody calls at this time of night right now to chit-chat. I picked up the phone and I found out that one of my good friends passed away last night. My age, 32 years old. Had a heart attack. Out of the blue. And like I said, I was debating whether or not to make this video because I'm still feeling it. I'm still going through it. And I couldn't sleep at all last night because of my mind racing and everything that I was experiencing and reflecting upon and all the thoughts and emotions that I was dealing with. And then when I was like, okay, you gotta try and get some sleep, at that point it was already 6 a.m. And that's normally when I get up. And did whatever I could. I went down, tried to work out and tried not to dwell on this and tried not to take my own life for granted and make the most of it. Because, and this is why I'm making this video, we've got an abundance of everything in this universe. Oxygen, love, money, friends, laughter. And even if we lose those things, we can get them back. But the one thing that we cannot get back is our time. And we're not capable of seeing the future. Like, we can't see what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, next month, next year. And this is why it's so important to make every minute count, to make every moment count, to make every interaction count, to make every relationship count. And too many times, a tragedy will take place where we hear that someone is diagnosed with cancer, or we hear that someone got hit by a car, or we hear about a terrorist attack, or we hear that all of a sudden someone just dropped dead. And these tragedies then make us realize that our perspective is so off and so wrong, where we're complaining and feeling down and feeling sorry because that girl or that guy rejected us, because we didn't win the lottery, or we didn't get the thing that we want. It doesn't matter, guys and girls. All that stuff doesn't matter. What matters is the people that you have in your life. And are you giving love to them? That's what matters. Because at any moment, it could end. It could all be done. I want you to really, really think on this and really let this sink in, that we don't know how much time we have left. Is it really so important to hold that grudge? Is it really so important to win that argument? Is it really so important to get the upper hand? No, it's not. Luckily, I had a great relationship with this guy. My friend Matt, he came to me years ago. He's a friend of mine from college, and he's not an actor outside of my conservatory that I went to. And, had a dark time, really hard time. Family issues growing up, a lot of depression, a lot of things that he couldn't deal with, that he couldn't handle. So he dove into the world of drugs and alcohol and food. Man, all these addictions, all of these addictive crutches that he invited into his life. And when he finally had the strength to admit that he had problems, he came to me. And I was like, well, I don't really know anything about the drugs, but let's talk about it. Let's get to the root of it. And over time, I was able to help him get clean. And over time, I was able to help him start training and getting in the gym. And I was able to reignite his passion for life and help him realize that he didn't need these things. He didn't need these crutches, these temporary, false crutches to feel good. And he turned his whole life around. It took years. But man, I helped him lose over 100 pounds. And he got in good shape too, man. He got in really good shape. And he maintained it. And he switched everything. He turned his whole life around. He went from being, a lazy, unenthusiastic, unmotivated human being to somebody that was now, he had fire. He had passion. He had motivation. And he had belief. He had belief in himself. He had belief that he could make a difference, that he could do things, that he could have the life that he wanted. Gets this amazing job on Wall Street. Yeah, like making sick money. Meets this unbelievable girl, this unbelievable person that he wouldn't have been able to even attract if he was that old version of himself. They get engaged. About 2 months ago, they got engaged. And she was the one that called me last night to tell me that he had a heart attack, that he's gone. I'm grateful for having him in my life because he was a huge inspiration of mine. I never had a major drug addiction, I never was really into alcohol. And I've had other friends of mine, some of my best friends, have had to deal with that, and it takes such strength and such courage to be able to realize that you have these issues, and then to admit them, to have the awareness, and then to take those steps to come out of it. My friend Matt was able to have a few good years out of that cloud, out of that cesspool of negativity, out of that depression world, and actually live life. And what I want to convey to you is that you don't know how much time that you have left. And so many of you guys and girls are living with this poison in your life, not the drugs and the alcohol. That's just a representation of those deeper poisons that we have inside of ourselves because we don't know how to make our minds and our hearts fertile ground to be able to appreciate life. We spend our time bitching, we spend our time complaining, we spend our time being jealous, being envious, living a life of malice, living a life of shallowness. Because if you got the job or not, it doesn't matter. If you got that girl or that guy or not, it doesn't matter. If you won the lottery or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is the people that you have in your life. Is it really so important to win that argument? Is it really so important to get the upper hand? Is it really so important to satisfy your ego, to hold that grudge? No, it's not. If you have had an argument with some person that you're not speaking to, that you're no longer speaking to right now, call that person up. Tell them that you're sorry. However they react, it doesn't make a difference. You're doing it right. You are making amends. You are making this moment, this day, the best that you can make it because we do not know how many days and moments we have left. hug that person that you love. Call them up and tell them that you love them. Because I guarantee you, that person that you're arguing with, that person you're holding a grudge with, that person that you can't stand, that person that you... If all of a sudden they get hit by a car, or they get diagnosed with cancer, or if they have a heart attack and die, and your last words to them were, I hate you, you're stupid, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, I told you so, I was right, you're going to feel guilt. Make your relationships count. Make your time count. Are you living life the way that you want it to live? Are you living life the way that you want it to be? If not, change it now. And to my friend Matt, thank you, my friend. You're a huge inspiration to me. And thank you for showing me how to overcome and how to live a better life. Keep hustling for happiness, guys and girls. I love you all.